I'm Gianni Rucker, and the Mrs. Mortgage March objective is determine whether or not you are actually in a good position to buy a house. A lot of times when people think about buying a house, they only think about their down payment, but there's also closing costs. Closing costs might be your lender fees, title work, appraisal, homeowner's insurance. These things all add up. You want to make sure that you're thinking about how you're going to pay for those things on top of your down payment. Now, you can ask the seller to cover your closing costs. Usually they don't want to cover the whole thing, but sometimes they might give you $2,500, $3,000 to put toward the closing costs, and that can really be a big help. The second thing we want to consider is, have you spent the time building up your credit? Lenders love to see at least 3 years of credit history. That might be credit cards, car payments, student loans. In order for your score to be good, we want to make sure that you're making your payments on time and that you're keeping the balances low on your credit cards. So just because you have a $5,000 limit doesn't mean you want to use that full $5,000 limit. We also want to make sure that you're taking care of things like maybe you have some collections, maybe you have some judgments. These are things that you really want to get sorted out prior to trying to purchase a home. You can reach out to a credit specialist to kind of sort those things out for you so that you really know what your credit looks like and kind of what shape you're in before you get started on that process. We also want to consider income. Is your income stable? If you have stable income, this might not even necessarily be a W-2 job. Maybe you have a 1099. Maybe you're not even actually working, but you're on Social Security or you're receiving a pension, retirement. You're receiving something consistently that your lender can say, hey, let me see your most recent statement, and you can prove to them how much you make every single month. That's going to be really helpful. Just because you are on disability or Social Security does not mean that's not stable income. It absolutely is. And if any lender tries to tell you that's not true, they need to be reported because it's absolutely true. You can use that as stable income. It can be kind of tough if you're self-employed if you haven't been self-employed for very long. So somebody who is transferred from maybe a part-time job to a full-time job to being self-employed, that's going to be really, really hard to prove your income. Lenders are looking for consistency. They do not want to do risky loans. And if your income isn't stable, they're going to see that as a lot higher risk than somebody who has a really stable income. So those 3 key things that we want to think about to determine whether or not we're actually in a good position to buy a house is our income stable? Have we taken the time to save up money for this? Have we worked on our credit to get it in a good position to purchase? If you have any questions specifically for me, you're welcome to reach out at my email address below, gianni.rucker@ffbkc.com. Make sure you subscribe to the Mrs. Mortgage blog, and I hope to hear from you soon. Thanks for watching.